it'll be a little bit more basic for new volunteers just to kind of get you up and going. So my name is Amy Orwick. I am the product sales manager in the Central Region Lima office. And working our chat feature tonight is Ashley Thoreen, who is the product sales team leader, and she is out of the Dayton office. So most of you should have already had an in-person training with your service unit fall coordinator. If you haven't, you're going to want to circle back with them and get that done. Tonight's webinar won't take the place of that. There's some service unit specific things that your service unit coordinator will need to go over with you. So if you do have a copy of your Troupe manual, go ahead and grab that. If it's handy, you can use it to take notes or just kind of flip through and see where we're going with the webinar. So tonight we're going to review program dates, caregiver meeting and goal setting, the MeTo system, paperwork, and then delivery and money collection. Yes.
Sorry to jump in. Will you go ahead and advance your slides?
Oh, I will. Yep. There we go. Maybe if it lets me. There we go. Not really me and Ashley, but it kind of is. So as we go through, I think Ashley already chatted something out, but if you have specific questions, since everyone is muted, go ahead and put it in the, Ashley, do you want it in the chat or the questions box?
I'm pretty sure they only have access, I think it comes up as chat or questions. Either way is fine. We will get every question answered, or we will make sure to follow up.
Perfect, perfect. And we'll pause throughout the presentation for Ashley to address anything that comes up that maybe is a question that everybody may be wondering. So and if at the end, like I said, we'll give it time. So if your questions don't get answered, feel free to chat them again, and we'll make sure that everything gets answered. So moving along, you might be asking, why participate in the Fall Product Program? Well, that's an easy question to answer. The Fall Product Program is a great way to get your troop started for the year, and girls also learn valuable life skills through participation, such as goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. There are other benefits to participating as well. Obviously, troop funds, troops earn money to help support your troop activities, and the money also helps support your council. A lot of times we like to think there's a division between troops and council, but this is really your council. So all the funds that don't directly go to the troop after the proceeds or the bills are paid from the sale, they either go to the troop or they go to the council and are used to support the troops through programs, events, trainings, financial assistance, things like that. The program is also very easy and is a great way to practice for the Girl Scout Cookie program that will be just around the corner, believe it or not. And stats show, we've actually pulled the numbers, girls that participate in the fall program have a higher per girl average during cookies versus girls that don't participate in the fall. So girls are really getting some practice, they're learning those skills, they're building up their confidence, and it really pays off during cookies when we know troops are making a big chunk of their troop proceeds. Also remember, if your troop did early bird register 5 girls and 2 adults and participates in the fall sale and the cookie program, your troop's going to earn the cookie bonus proceeds, which is an extra nickel a box, and that can really add up during cookies. So timeline for the sale. The sale does have 2 different timelines. Troops in the Toledo, Lima, and Dayton region will begin next Friday, October 7th. And troops in the Cincinnati region will begin October 19th. And the reason for the later date in Cincinnati is so that we can adhere to their specific United Way guidelines. All troop orders must be in the MeTo system by October 31st. Product will be available for pickup November 10th through 12th. And you'll want to refer to your troop manual for specific information for your region and or service unit. Deliveries are done a little bit different depending on where you're located, so that's something that you'll want to make sure that you check out in your manual, and also get information from your service unit fall sale coordinator. And then the sale wraps up December 1st with all money and paperwork due at that time. So next we're going to talk about a caregiver meeting. If you haven't already done so, you definitely want to hold a meeting with your troop caregivers prior to the start of the sale to talk about the program opportunities, the deadlines, your troop goals, things like that. Remember, caregivers must sign a permission form in order to receive an order card, and you'll want to keep these safe. Do not lose them. hopefully you won't need them at the end of the sale, but if you would have an issue with a payment issue, you absolutely have to have that permission slip in order to turn in the collection form. Remember, caregivers are responsible for all items and funds from the sale, so they can't return any product. So all the product that they sign for, they are financially responsible for that. And if you have girls that have separated or divorced caregivers, if they both want to help the girl with the sale, they each need to complete a separate permission slip. You'll want to give them each a separate order card, and you'll want to have them each pick up their own product. It makes it so much easier, even in the best of cases. You know, it's just the easiest way to do that is to keep them separate. Provide each caregiver with a fall product program guide for families, and then instruct them to go into MeTo and set up a storefront for their daughter. The instructions are included in the guide. It's super easy to do. The girl can then send emails to friends and family. Any orders placed online will automatically show up in the MeTo system, so there's nothing that anybody has to add. If it's ordered through MeTo, it's automatically going to show up. And then caregivers can also manually add any paper order card orders straight into MeTo. And this is going to save you time from having to collect order cards, enter the orders yourself, you know, trying to get a hold of people to meet up with you to get you their totals from the order card. By having the parent do that themselves, it's just going to save you a lot of hassle. So you also want to be sure to talk with your troupe about setting goals for the girls. You know, what does your troupe want to do with the proceeds? Let them play a part in deciding what the troupe goals for the sale will be. This is part of being girl-led, and even girls as young as daisies, you know, they may not be able to make all the decisions, but you can give them a few options and then let them vote on what they want to do with the proceeds. It helps give them a little bit of ownership and a little bit of accountability, and it gives them a goal to work for. Each girl in your troupe that's registered is going to be uploaded into the MeTo system. So most of those uploads have taken place already for the girls. As girls get registered, they will continue to do uploads twice a week throughout the sale. If you're missing a girl, like if you log into MeTo and you don't see one of the girls in your troupe showing, log into MyGS and make sure that she's registered. If she is registered, contact customer care. The number is in your troupe manual, but it's 888-350-5090. Or you can send an email to customerservice@gswo.org. Please pick one method of contact. Sometimes people will call and they have to leave a message, so then they'll send an email, and that actually just generates 2 cases. It doesn't get your question answered any sooner, but it causes some extra work on customer service end. So, but reach out to them. They'll be able to check and make sure that the girl gets uploaded. Sometimes the system just glitches and it does, you know, misses a girl when it pulls the report. So if she is registered, just call customer care. If you look in MyGS and she's not registered, you'll want to follow up with the parent. A lot of times parents say, yeah, I registered, but they actually didn't, or they did something else thinking that they were registering for the membership year. So that'll be a conversation that you'll want to have with the parent, because we're only going to upload registered girls. So that being said, though, if a girl's not showing up in MeTo, she can still set up an online storefront. The system will just walk her through a different way of setting it up, and then we get notification of that on our end, and we can go in and get her tied to your troupe. So no need to panic if you don't see a girl in there. She can still participate. She can still do her online storefront while we're working to make sure that she gets uploaded in there. So moving on, we do have a troupe bonus opportunity for you this year. If your troupe has $900 in total sales, and that's from traditional order taking, from online sales, magazines, whatever, it's grand total, your troupe's going to earn the troupe sales kit. And it includes the Ready, Set cookie cart, which I think is absolutely adorable. I want one for myself. A jar of Trophy Nuts S'mores mix. And then the troupe fall sale manager is going to get a personalized avatar patch of her very own. So it's super important to go in and set up your avatar. We're going to toggle over to the site tonight, and I'll show you how to do that. It's a lot of fun, but you can set up your avatar, get it all ready for when your troop hits that bonus, and then you'll get a patch, and then the girls in the troop also have the opportunity to earn a patch as well. So we're going to pause here for a minute to see what questions we have that came through the chat, if Ashley has anything that she wants to pop in and say before we move on to the next portion.
Hi everybody, it's Ashley. A couple of questions have come in and I thought they'd be really good to share with everybody. So the one question was, do we have to do MeTo? So the answer is yes and no. So the girls, it's totally up to them and their caregivers if they would like to participate in MeTo. But in order to earn the customized patch, set up their avatar and send the emails to get sales. And if they don't want to, that's okay. It's not a problem. But as a troop manager, you're going to have to get into MeTo because that's where you're going to make sure that you place your order and select your delivery site if applicable, and make sure that the rewards are in there for the girls. So you as a troop manager will have to access MeTo. Now, if you have web issues or something of that nature, you can contact your fall coordinator and they can assist you. Let's see, what other question do we have? Oh, what if we get a new member during the sale? What if a girl joins, like, say, middle of October? So we do uploads. Amy, is that correct, once a week at least?
The goal is to do them twice a week.
Okay, so the goal is twice a week to upload girls and troops. So if she registers, let's say Monday, she should probably be in the system by Friday. But if you notice that she registered 2 weeks ago and she's still not listed, give customer care a call. We'll make sure. She could have just registered under the wrong troop, or she was in an old troop and didn't get transferred. Things like that happen. So we can make sure that we connect her with the right setup in MeTo. Another question. Go ahead.
Going on with that, one thing to keep in mind, if the girl registers with a paper registration form and not online, those do take quite a bit longer to get entered into the system. So that won't be within a couple days. Our staff enters paper registrations as they come in. So if a girl turns in a paper registration, it may take a while for her to show up. So I would give it at least a week. But like I said, she can still set up her MeTo account. The site won't stop her even if she's not in there until we get her into our system and then uploaded. So that's just something to keep in mind if she paper registers. Go ahead, Ash.
Okay, the other question was, how do they get additional sale packets? Let's say they only had 9 girls registered when they got their sales materials, but now they have 12. So you would simply just contact your fall sale coordinator, and they should have extras in-house that they can give you. And that's all the questions that we had at this time, and we can keep going.
Oops, I was talking and I was muted. So, all right, very good. Okay, so we're going to move on. Our next topic is ways girls can participate. So there are 2 ways that they can participate. We kind of talked a little bit about them here briefly, but girls can choose one way or both ways. So one way is her traditional paper order card. Girls will take the order card around, ask friends and family to purchase any of the 12 items featured on the card. She'll deliver the product and then collect payment when the product is delivered to the customer. The other way that she can participate is through MeTo, setting up her own storefront. This is a really fun site. It allows girls to set goals. She can post pictures and videos, send emails to family and friends about the nut sale. One thing that we've noticed, girls who attach a selfie to their email ask or upload a video have a higher percentage of sales. It's almost, I think, 50% higher if they upload their own personal video. So I know some troops will do a troop video and then allow each girl to upload that troop video to her site. That's a fun thing to do as a group activity. And the girl's more apt to share her site when she's excited about it. She wants people to see that picture or that video. So then when the customer gets the email, they have 2 choices. They can choose the direct ship option, and this is where they get to choose from all of the items that are on our order card, as well as specialty gift items that TrophyNut has to offer, and also magazines. Customers will pay for that order with a credit card, and the items are shipped directly to the customer. So there's no product for the girl to pick up or the troop to pick up. There's no delivery, and there's no payment collection for any of the shipped orders. So then every order that is received by the end date will count towards the girl's individual sales for her rewards and also counts towards Troupe proceeds. Customers can also choose the girl delivery option. And with this option, again, the customer can view just the 12 items that are on the paper order card. And what they're actually doing is kind of making a promise to pay or a promise to purchase. They do not pay for these online. So the only product that gets paid for online is when the customer decides they want it shipped directly to them. So in the girl delivery option, the customer gets to see the items on the order card online. They decide what they want, they place their order, and then the girl, that automatically rolls over into your Troupe's order. So then the girl picks up the product, she delivers the product to the customer, and then she collects the money at the time of the delivery. So, you know, customers can use a credit card and pay for it at the time of purchase, but that's only if they're choosing to have the product shipped directly to them. We're going to pause here because I'm pretty sure there's probably some questions that come in regarding that. So Ashley, do you have anything, or are we moving on?
Sorry, I was going back and forth between our database to help answer some questions for folks.
That's okay. That's okay.
There was a good question about to earn the cookie bonus for troops that early bird registered. She said, yes, it was a she, sorry. Do all girls need to participate in the fall product sale in order to earn the cookie bonus? And the answer is no. Programs are completely optional for girls and caregivers as well as the Troupe. Our guideline is that your Troupe just needs to participate, which ultimately means at least one item sold. But I'm telling you, these items sell themselves. They're great products for gifts for the holidays. I tend to buy a $5 can of items for probably about everybody that I deal with, between my hairdresser and neighbors. And we find that typically, even if only one girl sells, she actually sells well above our per girl average. So that's the only question that I had at this time. No, just another one. With Girls MeTo storefronts, do they have a direct link to magazines too? So the answer is yes. So they're really cool with the emails. So a girl goes in and either uploads all the email addresses or types them in. And as the email gets sent, when the customer opens it, they have two choices. Do I want to look at nut and candy items, or do I want to look at magazine items? And if they pick magazines, it takes them just to that portion, so they can choose through you know, the thousands of titles that they have. And if the customer chooses the nut and candy items, then it prompts them to answer a question. Do they want to pay for shipping, or do they want the girl to deliver? And if they want the girl to deliver, they only see the items that are on the order card. And then if they say, you know what, maybe I might order a lot, I want to, you know, I don't mind paying for shipping, they'll get to see the entire collection that TrophyNut offers, which includes some really cool gift baskets too. How much is shipping if orders are through MeTo? So I will be frank, it is definitely not Amazon shipping. It's, you know, I'm kind of spoiled. I'm used to 2 days and free and it's at my door. That's not the case with TrophyNut. It really depends on the weight of the item and how many items. So often we hear it's not worth paying for shipping for 1 can of cashews, which is probably the case. However, if you have a group of people that want to order, they can put it all in one order. If you're ordering, you know, 5 things, it's probably going to be a little bit cheaper that way.
One thing, yeah, and also to consider is with the, you know, there's a lot of chocolate, so it is a little bit more expensive to ship because of the chocolate, because of the way they have to pack it, and things like that. So I do know with customers that choose the shipping option, they can dictate when they want stuff shipped and where they want it shipped. So I know we have customers every year that will go in and make purchases to ship gifts that, like, they'll purchase the gift sets and ship them to family and friends for the holidays. So they can go in and specify, I want, you know, this gift set to be shipped to this person on December 10th or something. So they can actually put in that specification, and it'll ship when, otherwise, you know, it'll just ship regular time within, you know, 7 days or so. But they can also specify when they want it shipped. So other questions, Ashley?
We're good. We can move on along.
All righty. All right. So next we're going to talk about accessing MeTo. So once you're uploaded into the MeTo system, you're going to receive an access email. They have started going out last week. Once we get word from your service unit coordinator that they have a signed agreement from you, we put your information into a spreadsheet, and then, like we said, that gets uploaded twice a week, usually on Wednesdays and Fridays. So if you signed an agreement, you might want to give it several days. If you haven't gotten your access email, be sure to check your spam folder because a lot of times it will go there. If it's been several days and you didn't get it in your spam folder, you haven't seen it, you can definitely contact customer care and they can look you up to see if you're in the system, verify to make sure that the email address that we uploaded was correct and things like that. I am going to toggle over here and show you MeTo. So this is what your screen will look like. Mine looks a little bit different because I have council access, so I have more features than what you would have. But what we're going to show you, if you haven't already logged in and done so, is creating your own avatar. Oh, I timed out here. Okay, hold on. So let's see. See if I can type here. I had this all ready to go, and then I timed out. And I know they're doing some uploads, so let's try this again. The best laid plans. Here. Okay, well, this is good to show you because, where is it at? There we go. What you'll see is council, service unit, or troop leader. So obviously I'm going to log in under council because I'm with the council. Our service unit coordinators would log in under service unit, and then your troop leader or troop sale manager, you guys would click that to log in. So, oh yay, it auto-saved my password because I can never remember what it is. So we're going to walk through and show you how to edit a MeTo. So this is my avatar, my little MeTo avatar. So you would just click to update. It's so much fun. And the girls have so many more options than what the adults do. It's really not fair. They really get a lot more options, shoe styles and things like that. So you can click through your skin tone, whatever you want to get the one that best represents you. And then your hairstyle. There's all different kinds. Ooh, I like that one. I'm going to leave that one. All different kinds of hairstyles that you can click through. Find the one that works for you. I really like that one. Okay. So hair colors, different colors. And then your eyes. You can change the shape of your eyes. You can change your eye color. Kind of hard to see with my glasses on there. And then the face is your smile. I think that one has braces. Oh, cute. I didn't notice the freckles on before. Okay, we're going to keep that one. Then you can change your body. You can change your body, make myself taller. They do have the wheelchair, and I know that they're looking to make updates, a lot of different updates as the year. So if you have suggestions on something you would like to see for an avatar, let us know, and we definitely will pass that along to M2. And then I can change the body shape. And we can go to clothing. I can change my pants. We'll do a skirt. The accessories. Some of you know Katie in the Toledo office. There, we'll do a tiara. Katie's has a tiara. And we'll do, there we go. So we're a country beauty queen. Love it. And then you would click save. I'm not going to click save because I like my avatar. But it is super easy to do, and like I said, if your troop earns that troop bonus kit, the troop sale manager is going to get her own avatar patch. So you want to make sure that you have your avatar the way you want it, and you also want to make sure that when you log into MeTo that you make sure you put your shipping address in there because those will get sent right to you directly. So going back. Okay. So when you do log into MeTo, like you saw, the first page, that's going to be your home page. Everything that you need is going to be accessed from that page. So you can click on your reports if you need to select your delivery time and location. You can do all of that from that page. That's the only site you have to go to, and everything is listed on there. So once you're logged in, you're going to be able to manage your troops dashboard. If you manage more than one troop, you're going to be able to select the troop that you want to view. It's really hard to see on the screen, but if you look in the upper right corner of the picture, there's a drop-down box. So if you manage more than one troop, You'll be uploaded with all the troops that you sign an agreement for, and then you'll just be able to click that drop-down box and pick the troop that you want to work with. Again, like I said, make sure that you create your avatar and share that with your girls. Encourage them to do it. It's a lot of fun. If the girls in your troop all set up a storefront, there's an option in here where you could go and take like a troop picture, so you can have a picture of all of the girls' avatars together. It is a lot of fun, and the girls get really excited about it. Again, a great idea is to create a troop video and get that uploaded onto the girls' site. It really is shown to increase sales, or encourage your girls, to make their own video at home. Talk about what their troop's going to do with the money, what their personal goal is, and things like that. It can practically double their sales just by uploading the video. So we are going to stop here for a minute. I know MeTo is probably, people have a lot of questions about it. It's super intuitive, but if you've never been in the site before, it can be a little scary. So Ashley, what kind of questions do we have coming through?
The only MeTo question that we had that hadn't been answered yet was to make sure that there's not only avatar for women, but for men, and there are. So when we asked the fall sale coordinator to send us the list of the folks who signed the agreement form to be the troop manager, we asked not only for the first name, last name, email, but whether you're male or female. So I'm sorry we don't have the ability to share at this time what the male avatar looks like, but I can guarantee that you have the same options. The only one I asked and I haven't heard about was if the gentlemen have the option for the tiara, because I know one volunteer in particular that will want his avatar to look just like his daughter, and he will be all about it. So I'm still working on getting that answer for him. And that's the only MeTo questions that we had. We have several folks asking how do they find out who their coordinator is. If anybody else has that question, just put it in the question log and tell me your troop number if you would, and I will look it up while we are going through and send a message back to you with the contact information. And that's all we have at the moment.
Awesome. Okay, so next we're going to move on to delivery. So to ensure a smooth delivery after your orders are in and everything, you have it's really a fairly quick turnaround time, less than 2 weeks before product is delivered and picked up. So you'll want to make sure to arrive at your assigned or chosen delivery location and time. And again, make sure that you check out the troop manual, listen to your service unit coordinator, because delivery procedures do vary a little bit depending on where your service unit is. Whether you go to a mega drop or you have a service unit delivery. Some of them are at council offices, so there are some variables. So you want to make sure that you know what is specific for your service unit. You want to make sure that you use a vehicle large enough to hold your entire order. You want to make sure that your vehicle is free of car seats, strollers, groceries, 10 kids, things like that. Anything that's going to take up space is going to limit what can be loaded into your car. So most of the times, one vehicle. I don't know if I don't think I've ever had to go to 2 vehicles. Ashley, you can chime in if you have for fall. But most of the time, just one vehicle. Yeah, usually one vehicle will do, as long as the trunk or the back seat and everything is free and clear. You will be required to get out of your vehicle at delivery, count, and sign for the product. It is your responsibility to make sure that you have your complete order. So if you feel rushed at delivery and you're not sure about the quantities, it's your responsibility to stop the delivery person and go back and double count before you leave the site. After you leave the site, after you sign your ticket and leave the site, we're not able to fix any errors. So if I can't emphasize enough how important it is for you to count and recount before you leave the delivery site. It's usually pretty easy loading. Most time slots are about 5 minutes. We get people in and out fairly quickly. But that being said, some of the boxes kind of look alike, so you just want to have that visual and make sure that you do have what you're supposed to have. If your troop does miss your pickup due to an emergency, you need to just call your regional Girl Scout office as soon as possible, so you can talk to somebody and make arrangements to get that product. Then after you pick up your product, you're going to want to sort it into girl orders before you let anybody come and pick it up from you. This is going to help you identify a problem with the orders before any product's picked up. I was a Troupe leader. I know how it is. You get all that product there and you just want it out of your house, but it really does save a lot of headaches when you get everything into individual girl orders before you let somebody pick up. I think every time I did it, I'd get to that last order and I'd be short something. And sure enough, it was back in one of the other orders where I had miscounted, but if I would have let people pick up before I had everything done, I never would have been able to find that product. So it does take a few extra minutes, but it's worth it in saving that headache. When parents come to pick up, you need to have a receipt prepared for each girl. So then when the parent comes and picks up, they need to count and verify their order just like you did. Then you will complete a receipt for them and then have them sign it. They keep a copy, you keep a copy. This receipt for product pickup is proof that the parent picked up the product. So without that, if they don't pay, we don't have any proof that they actually took possession of the product. So it's super important to get that. Again, if you have girls that have separated parents, each parent should be picking up their own product and responsible for turning in the money. It just makes it that much easier than having, you know, mom pick up for dad and then there's problems because dad didn't get the product or dad didn't give mom the money or so forth. So it is just a lot easier to have them pick that up separate. You want to make sure that you provide each girl with a money envelope and write their balance due on that envelope and also the date that you want the money. So you're going to want to set your deadline a few days before the Troupe's payment deadline to the council, and that gives you time to complete your sale paperwork, make the deposits and things like that, and that way you're not in a time crunch. Questions on delivery?
Yes. Not necessarily delivery, but another one. Let's see. Okay, so we have someone that is probably going to have a conflict. Their wife is having a baby the day before pickup, so congrats to them. But their question was, can someone else pick up? So yes, you can send somebody else from your Troupe or a trusted family member. I would definitely make sure that they watch the recording of this webinar so that they understand the importance of making sure that everything is correct before they leave the delivery site. So whoever you're putting in the hands of picking up, make sure that you trust them and that they're going to count and make sure everything's correct before they leave.
One thing I do is if you personally or the Troupe manager isn't able to pick up, I ask that you let me know that if you're in the Lima region, just because I can make a note on the delivery ticket, and that way it's a reminder for me too that it's not the Troupe leader, because sometimes we don't always know everybody that's coming through. I mean, we know names and talk to people on the phone, but we don't always recognize faces. So sometimes I'm talking to somebody at delivery thinking that they know what I'm talking about, and they're just there to pick up for their daughter or something. So, you know, that might be something. Just you know, shoot your product sales manager an email and say, you know, let them know the Troupe number, the pickup time and location, and who's going to pick up. That makes it easier, I think. Go on, Ash.
Another person asked if we know where the pickup places are yet. So that depends on where you're at. I know Toledo is confirming all of that now and getting ready to publish that. Dayton and Cincinnati locations are already verified and published. And then Lima, it really depends on where you're at in the service unit. They do delivery a little bit differently. And Toledo does a little bit differently as well. So it's going to depend, but you can go to our website at gswo.org and view Cincinnati and Dayton's delivery sites now. And I'm going to put the short link to fall product in the chat box so y'all can see that. It's gswo.org/fall product. That will take you straight to our page, so you don't have to click 4 or 5 different places to get there. And you can view your view the delivery schedule there as well. And that's all I've got right now.
All righty, we're going to move on to money collection. Okay, in order for you to meet the sale deadlines for your Troupe, you need to give parents a deadline to turn in the sale money. Like I said, you want to make sure that you communicate this well in advance so there's no questions, and make sure that you make it a day or two before your deadline so you don't have to scramble around to try to get things turned in on time. If caregivers collect checks, they need to make sure that all checks are made payable to GSWO and you'll want to deposit those into the council's account. If you do deposit a check into your Troupe account and the check is returned by the bank, we can't help you recoup that money. So by depositing all checks into the council's account, the council takes the risk of a return check, not the Troupe. No money should be collected for product until it is delivered. The only exception would be when customers order product to be shipped. Obviously, they're going to pay with a credit card at that time. You're not technically collecting money, but the product is being paid for. And that will all show up in the MeTo system. So that transaction, that payment is all going to be applied to your Troupe balance. So that is all taken care of in the system. When you do collect any checks, make sure to put your Troupe number on the memo line of each check that you deposit. That makes it easy for us if we do have to go back and verify something, or if there's a question about something, we know which Troupe deposited which check. That really helps us out a lot. Always, always, always give a receipt anytime money changes hands. Both parties should sign the receipt, and both parties should keep a copy. This is proof of payment. It's super important. If you don't have proof of payment, you know, a parent can come back and say that they paid the product, and if you don't have that receipt showing how much they paid, you know, it can get into a sticky situation. So you always want to make sure that you have that signed receipt anytime product changes hands, anytime money changes hands. Even if it's your co-leader, even if it's your sister's daughter, whatever, no matter how you know them or what, you need to make sure that you have that receipt. It's just for your protection. You're going to want to determine how much your Troupe owes the council and how much you should keep for your Troupe proceeds and how much you should deposit into the council's account. So your Troupe manual will walk you through that, but there's a little icon on your MeTo homepage called Financials. If you click that, it's going to pull open a report. It's going to show your Troupe proceeds, and it's going to show your amount due to the council. And like I said, it automatically calculates in any online payments that customers made with a credit card. So the amount that says is due to the council, that is in fact the amount that the Troupe still pays. So when making a payment to the council, you're going to want to only use the deposit tickets assigned to your Troupe. Most of them will be distributed at delivery. I know some service units that have service unit deliveries might hand those out at your service unit meeting, but for the most part, delivery tickets are distributed when you pick up the product. They are specially marked with your Troupe number. So you don't want to use a ticket that belongs to another Troupe. If you have two Troupes, you want to make sure that you keep those tickets separated and only use the ones specifically for your Troupe. You also do not want to use a counter ticket at the bank. And the reason for that is because they're specially marked, when the deposit is made, we can tie that directly to your Troupe. We know right away what Troupe made the deposit. If you use a counter ticket, it doesn't have that marking, and so your deposit's just kind of sitting out there and we don't know who made that deposit. If you use another Troupe's deposit ticket, that other Troupe is going to get credit for that deposit. So it's super important that you use the ones that are given to you for your specific Troupe. When you complete your deposit slip, you need to write out all the checks that are in the deposit. This is going to help in accuracy. It's going to help you with your math, but if the bank would come back with a deposit correction, which sometimes they do, it makes it easy to see where the mistake or where the error was if you have all of those listed out. One thing to remember when you go to make your deposit, make sure you have everything prepared before you get to the bank teller. Don't walk up to the teller with your cash box and sit it down and say, I need to make deposit, and then push it towards her. We actually have had Troupes do that. The bank has told us that. So just make sure you have your deposit slip filled out and everything ready to go. It's going to speed up your deposit and make things just go a lot smoother, and I know the bank would be very appreciative of that. Again, you want to make sure that all your checks are deposited into the council's account, and then your receipts for your deposit to the council account, and then your Troupe proceeds deposit into your Troupe account. You'll need to include a receipt for both of those in your final report envelope. So when you go make your deposit, I always ask for 2 receipts. I kept one with my Troupe records, and then I put one into the final report envelope to turn in at the end of the sale. One thing to remember is that you should only deposit into council's account the amount that you owe us. I'm amazed every year at the number of Troupes that will overpay us substantially. it takes about 6 to 10 weeks for a refund to be made. So if you overpay the council, your troop is going to be without your proceeds for that long. So make sure that you don't do that. And then also, it's extremely expensive to issue a refund. So this year, any troop that overpays the council and it's under $10 is not going to be refunded. So you want to make sure that you're only paying the council what you owe for the sale. So collection concerns. Although it's rare, there are times when caregivers don't turn in the money. If your deadline has passed and you have a caregiver that still has an outstanding balance, you're going to have to complete the debt collection assistance form. You should have got a copy of this in your sale packet. It's also available on our website. Do not pay for the caregiver's debt out of troop proceeds. Even if that parent promises to pay in a day or two, you have to fill out that collection form. It's the only way to protect the troop's proceeds. And any amount that is owed by the troop that there isn't a collection form is going to become the responsibility of the troop sale manager. So even if they say, I'll give it to you in a couple days, fill out that form, put it in with your paperwork. If they do pay you, you can get that money to the council office and we tear up the form and it's like it never happened. But in order to protect yourself and to protect the troops and the girls' money, you definitely have to fill out that form. So it's super easy to do. I'm kind of negligent on my little advances here. It's really easy to do. You would fill out the form and you would deduct the amount that the parent owes from the amount you pay the council. So let's say your troop owes council $400 and you have a parent that owes $50. You would deposit to council $350 and complete that debt collection assistance form. So you always keep 100% of your troop proceeds up front. And if you have a past due parent, you deduct that amount from what you pay the council. Make sure when you're filling out that form that you attach the signed permission slip and copies of all the signed receipts. So the receipt for when they picked up the product and the receipts for any payments that they made. We have to have these supporting documents or we can't process the form. And like I said, any form turned in without all of that stuff, or if a form isn't turned in for a parent, that balance becomes the responsibility of the troop sale manager. So just make sure that you fill them out, attach all those supporting documents, and then put it in your final report envelope at the end of the sale. It is important to remember that troops or caregivers who are delinquent in paying their balance will be sent one collection letter before that debt is handed over to an outside collection agency or a law enforcement office for collection or legal action. So, you know, that is something to keep in mind. Volunteers that are delinquent cannot hold a troop or volunteer position for 1 year after the balance has been paid. And if you have a caregiver that remains delinquent and it gets passed on to collections, their daughter will have selling restrictions for 1 year after the balance is paid. So there are some consequences to not paying. So just so you guys are aware of that and your parents are aware of it as well. So that is the end of our presentation. We do have time for Ashley to give us some more questions that have come up. We do have a survey that, Ashley, I'm assuming you're going to post that in the chat box. If you could click on the link that Ashley posts and answer a few questions, that will help us out. If you aren't able to do it, we will send that out to you tomorrow, but if you could do it tonight, that would be super helpful. Ashley, did we have questions over finance or money collection?
We did. We had some really good questions. Let me scroll back up here, make sure I didn't miss the other one. Okay. So the question was, what bank do we deposit to for council deposits? So it depends on which region you're in. So Lima region doesn't have any PNC banks, so they will get Fifth Third deposit tickets. And then the rest of the council gets PNC. So, and those are our two council preferred banks. So if your troop also works with Fifth Third or PNC, you can go to probably your same place and make those deposits, but you'll get those deposit tickets at delivery, and it'll show you on there. They look very differently, and they say Fifth Third or PNC. So you can visit any bank branch that's close to you, or even if you work far away from home like I do, and you want to visit one closer to work than home, that's fine as well. Another question was, really good was, how do we figure out how much we owe council and how much we owe, or how much our troop has made? So the really cool part is that when you're in MeTo and you're on the dashboard, there's a financials icon. You're going to click there, and a report's going to pull up, and it's automatically going to tell you exactly how much your troop has made, and it's going to tell you how much you owe council. The really cool part is that anytime someone pays online and has items shipped, that money that they pay automatically goes to council on your behalf as like a deposit. So you want to make sure you follow that financial report, and you fill in that information on your end of the sale envelope, and just make sure you follow those amounts and you're set. If you do happen to make a mistake and overpay council, like Amy said, it'll take up to 10 weeks to get your refund. It has to be over $10, but you also have to fill out a direct deposit form, because we don't cut checks anymore. We just direct deposit that money back into your Troupe account. And then I had a really good question, was, do we fill out the debt form after the date, or our date, or is it the GSWO date? So the answer is your date. So if your money and everything's due on December 1st and you tell your parents you need everything by November 29th and they don't pay you by the 29th, go ahead and fill out that debt collection assistance form. Whatever you do, do not pay for that out of your own money or the Troupe's money. I've heard every year between both sales, someone says, they were my best friend, they said they were going to pay Friday, and I turned my paperwork in on Thursday, and now she owes me $150, and I haven't seen nor heard from her, and she does things. Just make sure you follow our guidelines and use our book as reference. You can show the parents directly, hey, this is what I have to do, this is what it says I have to do. So you could make sure that you fill out your paperwork correctly. What is the price range for items on the order card, and what is the portion that goes to the Troupe? So the order card items range from $5 to $10. There's only one $10 item, and that is our snack mix. Now magazines online range probably from $10 all the way up to $125 depending on the subscription. Some of those magazines are quite expensive. The order card items are $5 to $10, and I think we have a couple of $5 items, a couple of $6, and a couple of $7, and then that one $10 item. And what portion goes to your Troupe? So for the fall sale, Troupes earn 10% of their total sales. So our average Troupe, I looked up last year, Amy, was like $860 in sales, so the average income is $86. It may not feel like a lot, especially compared to cookies, but this is a much smaller sale. It only runs for a month. It's friends and family. There's no booth sales or anything like that. So $86 is a really good chunk of money, and we have some Troupes that earn way over that. Let's see. Oh, the other question was, can I order the hooded sweatshirt or jewelry box tin, or does that have to go, how does that work? So those items you cannot order in MeTo. That has to be filled out by that order form that's in your packet, and that has to come into your regional service center by the deadline. So any, Troupe leader or Troupe leadership in your Troupe can order the hooded sweatshirt. We just ask that you don't order those for the girls because it's the same one, but we know that Troupes like to get items that match. So we're allowing the Troupe leadership to purchase that item so that you guys can match the girls as well. Now, as far as the tin, that is not sold on our order card, and I don't even know that that's available in the online for shipping from Trophy Nut. So that's a specialty item that's just for Girl Scouts. So if you have 3 or 4 parents in the Troupe that would like to have that tin, by all means, you can add that to that order form. Let's see. So how long will it take to get any money owed to the Troupe by council if all over most of our orders are online shipped? That's a really good question. So once you fill out your final report envelope and you turn that into your coordinator by their deadline, or December 1st, it will take 8 to 10 weeks. But the fall sale runs so fast and we tend to be well ahead of schedule. I've seen refunds go out before the end of December. So it really just depends. Oh, the other question was great. They said they missed the beginning. They wanted to double check to make sure when they could log into MeTo. So as Troupe managers, you all can log in now or as soon as you get your email from MeTo welcoming you in. Now, caregivers cannot get in until the date their sales start. So Central and North regions can get in starting October 7th and set up their account, and the girls can create their avatar and send their emails. And if you are in the Cincinnati area or the South region, your sale starts the 19th of October. So that's when those caregivers and girls can get in. Oh, the other good question was, can you pay online with a credit card and have the girl deliver the product? No, only sales that are shipped is where you pay with a credit card. Really, when the customer says they get an email and they say that they want the girl to deliver, it's no different than them calling her and her writing the order on the order card. It's just that it goes straight into MeTo. So they do not pay when they select girl delivery. The girl will deliver the product and collect the money at that time. I think that's all the questions for the group that I have right now. I've got a couple of questions in here that I need to answer separately, but we'll leave the line open for a couple more minutes so that if y'all have additional questions that you want to chime in, you can send those in. So not a problem. I did post the link to SurveyMonkey. I don't know that it worked very well. Let me see if I can repost that. Because we would really, really, really like everybody's feedback from the webinar, as this is part of our new, I don't know that that's working. It's not working. Give me just a second. Let's see if that works. Ah, much better. There's the link. If you guys could take a minute to fill out the survey, it is like, I don't even think it's 10 questions. It really helps give us some feedback to make sure that this was worth your while. This is definitely all for you guys, and we just want to make sure that we're doing the best that we can. So if you could take a minute to click on that link and fill it out, that would be great. I'm getting good feedback in the questions log, Amy, so that's good. Good. Did you have any other reminders that you wanted to mention?
I don't think so. My brain's going through everything that we talked about tonight, but just remember, your first point of contact is always your service unit coordinator. He or she has been trained. They are willing to help you. They're there to answer any questions. So, you know, make sure that you're reaching out to them if you have questions or concerns. That Troupe manual, everything we went over tonight is in there, step by step for me too. So it really does walk you through everything. So keep that. If you haven't had time, sit down and look through it. If you have gotten your access email to MeTo, but you haven't logged in, I encourage you to go in and log in. And that way you're familiar with it. You're not waiting till the last minute. You know, as Girl Scouts, we always do tend to wait till the last minute for everything. And that just puts added stress on ourselves. So, you know, get in, make sure you're familiar with MeTo, play around, create your avatar, get your girls to set up that online account, and really encourage your parents to do it. Because like I said, that's going to relieve you from having to collect those orders and get those entered in. It just saves you work when the parents can do it at their leisure. So I really think that's about it. Again, you know, if you're missing girls or if you have questions regarding girls in your troop or in MeTo, customer care, they've been trained. They are there to help you, so they can take care of you as well. But I really don't, unless there's other questions that come through. I think that's about all we have for tonight.
Let's see. Someone asked if they were the troop manager last year, will they get another email from MeTo, or is it going to be the same login? So we've had a couple of people try to access like the link that they saved from last year. Last year we had 2 different sites, one for Cincinnati and one for Dayton. This year we've alleviated a lot of issues and we've created just one site for our council. So I'd really encourage you to wait to get your email from MeTo for this year, just to make sure that we don't have any issues with you going into a system that's no longer active. But if you signed your agreement form like a month ago and you still haven't received anything, contact customer care at 888-350-5090 or shoot them an email at customerservice@gswo.org, and we can check for you. We've seen some minor glitches here and there when we've uploaded folks, and we haven't been able to, we have been able to just fix a quick glitch and get you in there. So if you haven't received it yet and you feel like you should have, just give customer care a call and we can double check for you. And the other question was, will this be available to watch later? And yes, it will be available to watch later. So we have recorded this and we are going to work with our partners in crime in the Marcom team to get this uploaded, and then we will replace the registration link with a link to the recording so that y'all can come back and watch this. Let's see. Getting some more good feedback in the questions log, so I appreciate that. Thank you. And I don't think we have any other questions at this time. I think we're good. If you do have follow-up questions, you can check in with your coordinator or you can call that customer care line. I also want to remind y'all that on-time registration ends tomorrow night. So if you're a troop leader, you will have until tomorrow, the end of tomorrow, to register your troop. After that, if you go to log into your MyGS on Saturday morning, you are not going to see any girls that are not registered for 2017, and you don't have access to re-register them. You're going to have to rely on the parents. And I've heard many stories from you folks saying, well, the caregiver said they registered, but they don't finish the process or they get stuck. So if you can, get in there, re-register girls before the end of tomorrow to just save yourself some hassle. Oh, we're getting more questions. Good. If girls set up a MeTo for fall sales, do they need to set it up again for cookies, i.e. with like the email addresses? So at this time, yes. So MeTo is not linked to Digital Cookie or eBuddy, which is the system that we use for cookies. But the really cool thing is I know there is a way to export your email addresses from MeTo, and you can save those in an Excel file and import them into Digital Cookie when y'all are ready to do that. As well as if you exported your Digital Cookie contacts, you can upload those into MeTo so that you have the same customer base. Will last year's fall product email still be there this year? So if the girls participated in MeTo last year and their contacts were in there. I did double check at the Cincinnati coordinator training when Alicia was there from M2 Media, and if the customer made a purchase last year, their contact information, their email is going to be in their account again this year. So if they, you know, let's say they had a huge email list and sent 100 different customer emails, but only 50 people ordered, those 50 people that did order, their contact information will still be in MeTo. That was a really good last-minute question. Okay, one last plug. If you would take a minute to fill out our survey, I'm going to repost the link again. We would really appreciate it. We do review the feedback. Our team does, as well as our council task groups who are kind of in charge of all of the webinars this year. And I would like to boast that we had the most attendees that we've ever had on a product sales webinar this evening. Very excited about that. So thank you, everybody, for joining us. And I think that's all we've got, Amy. I think we're good.
I think we're good. Everybody have a good night, and look forward to starting that sale here in a week or so. Take care.